Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda, and today this is my kit share for April 2026 for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge. And we are using Life Crafted Flea Market Findings from Citrus Twist Kits as our inspiration this month. And so I will give you the pictures here. So here's a picture of the 6x8 that we're counterfeiting. This is one of the add-ons and some of the embellishments that you could have gotten. There's some puffy stickers. And so I'm going to use this as inspiration. So, along with everybody else, there goes one of my border punches. So sorry that was very loud. So in this kit, there is a lot of bird stuff. So one of the challenges may or may not be about birds this month from I think it's Julienne that's doing the blog this month. So the first thing I did was I took a look at my 12 by 12s, but they're not on top. So and then I looked through my 6x6 pattern papers. So I have this one with the chickadees and different birds on there, and so I thought that would be cute. This one actually looks somewhat like one of the papers in the kit with the birds. And so this was all from the same collection, and I thought it would be cute to go together. That kind of looks like a wood grain almost. There is a wood grain in the kit. Birds on a wire, this blue. And then this is from Crafter Square, and this is like a dollar store one. So this was in there. They're all single-sided, and then some cut apart pieces and some cuts parts. So that is that collection. So while I was in my 6x6, I also took a look to see what else was there. So I don't really have a lot of wood grain papers, so I was looking for that. I also found a gray hexagon, and so the hexagon in the kit is more of a peachy color, but there are some grays in it, so I thought that would work. There's a wood grain. I think this is the Jen Hadfield one. I'm not sure what the hexagon is. That's probably Studio Calico, a plank 4 kind of thing. There is a long hexagon that's in blue, but this is more of that peachy color, so I thought that would work okay. There's a piece of, this looks like a scrap 12 by 12 that was in my 6x6. And then to mimic that blue tone on tone paper, there's a couple of them. I picked out this one, even though it's white and a light blue, and then these florals. So quite a bit of 6x6 that I can take a look at. The next thing I looked at was I like to use my counterfeit kit challenge to be able to do some of my other commitments. So I am on the Scrap-A-Sketch design team. So I wanted to pull in something that matched really well with our kit that I could use for my 2 layouts for that this month. So this Pretty in Bloom worked really super well. So what I do when I do those is I print off a few of the printed elements and the journal pieces. This I printed back to back, and then a couple of extras. My printer prints differently from my phone and from my Mac, which is really interesting. But a lot of those I can still use even though they didn't print as well. I did fussy cut out one whole sheet of these already and one whole sheet of the journaling bits already. So that's all of this on the top. And so that's called Pretty in Bloom. So I'll link that in my description below because why not? And then the papers. So when Scrap-A-Sketch does a kit, you get a journaling 8 by 8.5 by 11 page, and you get an elements icons kind of page. And then you also get 8 pieces of paper. And so when I was looking at which one I wanted to print off for my kit, I chose this one because of the flowers. So there's quite a bit of flowers in our inspiration kit. Our flowers are more on the blue side, but there is some blue in here. And I really like these purple pansies with the yellow, so that's what I chose. So there's that one that's in the Pretty in Bloom. There is this purple and white gingham. And these are meant to be printed on regular letter paper, but I do it on with my big large format printer that I got for Christmas. So I've got this green one that was in that. Here's a wood that matches really well with the wood that's in the kit. This one is part of that, and I thought it would be really fun to do something Easter-wise on there. And then this one I thought matched our inspiration kit really well too, because there is the hexagon peach, which is not a hexagon but geometric, but there is also a long kind of like floral hexagon crossing, and it's also geometric, and it's the right colors for the kit, so I thought that would be fun. This purple is just pretty, and so that's in that Scrap a Sketch as well. And then the last paper from that collection is this one, and I think this spring kit, it's Pretty in Bloom. It's a great spring kit for like spring, but for Easter too, so I thought that would work well. And then I went into my scrapbook papers and pulled out different things that match the kit. So in the kit there is a blue floral, so I picked out this one from Authentique, and that's the back side. I picked out this pink fresh one, and that's the back side. This might be fun to fussy cut out and use that floral differently. And so that's Love You Always. This Maggie Holmes Garden Party I pulled out because this Blossom in Blue, oh, so pretty. Ledger on the back. And then I went and looked in my black and white, because there is a black and white leaf and there's a black and white floral. So this one's flocked, but black and white. And so those might be fun to play with. This black and white floral is also flocked, and I have a couple of those. There's this one, and maybe not so much the teal here, but I could put my photo here or layers here and cover up the heart bit, and that silver's kind of fun. So I have two of those. These large black and white floral I thought really worked well. The lines in between are a little bit different than what the inspiration is, but I thought that would be fun. I also, while I was looking through the black and white, found a couple of acetate kind of pieces. So there's that one. This one I thought matched the leaf bit quite well, so that's why I picked that one out. And then there's that bird paper. And so I don't have anything that's quite the same. I did find some of the 6x6 after I pulled these ones, but I pulled this one. It's glitter. It's like a brown color, so I thought it worked well for the wood grain paper that I didn't have too much of. But there's birds all over here, and it's glittery. I thought that was fine. And then I do have a few 49 in Market with some birds on that would work. So these ones have hummingbirds on it. This one's Kaleidoscope Radiant Sylph. I don't know. This one's Today. So either way, probably more so on this side. But I have two of those depending on what I decide to do with them. I also have the birdsong journaling card, so I thought this one might work well. This one's got some birds on it. This has some journaling bits on it. The backside looks like this, so that's pretty generic, easy to use. And then I have this birdsong one called Sweet Notes, and this one's like pretty much already set out for you to like do. So I might put a photo here and then cut this with a knife to slide it through to add some layers, and then add some more bits here. But some of these I find a little harder to use because most of it's done for you. So that might not be so hard for other people to use, but I find them a little difficult. And then the back side, there is a green geometric on there, so I picked out this one, which I have two of, and that's on the back side, which is a really nice little rose. I picked out this one for my geometric orange, and this one as another geometric tone on tone with the blue. So that's the back side of this one. Studio Calico Page Journal. This one is from Creative Agenda, Days of the Week. And this is Echo Park, and that's the back side of that one. And then, because I could, I pulled out the 49 Market Botanical Buzz, which I've had for a while, and I haven't even opened it, but there's a lot of the hexagons in it. I'm not sure how the glare is holding up there. There's like a lot of pretty little florals, butterflies, tickets, but the hexagons I thought was pretty cute. And then I'm just going to pull the whole collection in. I haven't even used it yet, but like the florals with the bees, and I thought that goes along similarly to what the kit was. But there's also a lot of the papers, like there's this blue wood grain, and then there's 3 different hexagon prints, so I thought those would be nice. And then the wood burlap is, or the burlap is not in the kit, but I thought it would work well. So those are my papers for April, and I haven't pulled out embellishments and that kind of stuff yet. I am going to plan on pulling out some like embossing folders, maybe some stamps. I definitely want to pull in some dies, maybe like some framing stuff with some stitching, some pretty stuff. I think with the kit, I'll probably do some spring stuff. I might even get some Easter in for these ones. Like these would make really pretty Easter pictures. And then just see how it goes for this one. So that is my kit for April 2026. And I hope you come back and see what I create with all these papers. I don't anticipate I'll do as well as killing this kit as I did for March, but March being Christy's Beautiful Life, there's a lot more I can do. Or I'm a lot more motivated to do every day. And then the other thing I'm going to start to play with is how to kill a kit with style. And so I think I'll probably use my how to kill a kit will probably be the pretty in bloom portion of this, and not all of it, because yeah. And then the topic for how to kit a kit with style this month is hobbies. So I think this one might fill in with that really nicely. There's lots of little pretty pieces, so depending on what hobbies and whose hobbies I do, will make a difference on that. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to my channel and I've done enough for you to subscribe, that would be awesome. If you liked my kit share, I would appreciate that thumbs up. And I always respond to all the comments, so a comment is always appreciated. Thank you so much for being here today. Have yourself a wonderful day.